Okay, so I know it's cliche, but everybody starts from zero. Like, if you clicked on this video because you have a small YouTube channel, before we get into anything else, I need you to know, one, that that's a powerful thing, and we'll talk more about that in a minute, but two, that quite literally everybody starts from zero. Are there people who come to YouTube and already have a big audience from somewhere else? Sure. But most people looking to start on YouTube start with a big old goose egg. They have a small channel. They eventually grow it, and so on and so forth. So if you have a small channel, that's not bad because everybody's been there. Hey, howdy, hey. If you're new here, my name is Jessica, and I also once had a small YouTube channel, just because everybody does. And actually, let me tell you a little story about myself first, because I think that that could help you see that not everybody's journey is the same. So I started my YouTube channel in 2016, and I started it as a way to grow my blog. Like, I quite literally did not care about YouTube. I was just trying to grow my blog. I was trying to make the YouTube videos sync up with my blog posts, get me a little SEO juice in there. And for about a year, that's what I did. I made a YouTube video to go with a blog post, and I put it up on my blog, and that was that. And I never even paid attention to my YouTube analytics until one day, about a year later, in June of 2017, when I logged in and I had 500 subscribers. And I was like, what? How does one get 500 subscribers without ever trying? Maybe there's something to this YouTube thing. Like, that was like my thought. And looking back now, I know the reason I got 500 subscribers was because where I had been titling my videos to match my blog posts, I had been titling them with really SEO heavy titles. Therefore, they were good titles for search, and that is how I grew. But at that point, I decided to make it kind of a mission of mine to go from 500 to, infinite number pretty quickly. And I learned everything I could about YouTube, and I started implementing things. And literally from about the beginning of July to the beginning of September, I went from 500 subscribers to 1,500, and then from there to 30,000 in the next year. So I have done this small channel thing, and not only have I done it, but I've coached a ton of people through it, through my courses, through my membership, through actual one-on-one coaching, and people have had major results just learning the things I'm gonna teach you in this video. So for instance, this person here literally implemented one thing from a free workshop that I taught, not even from my course or whatever, a free workshop, and took her views from 64 on average to 300 views. That's huge. And then I got this sweet message from someone who purchased a YouTube audit, who basically in 2 months after implementing the things that I taught her on that audit, gained 668 subscribers, skyrocketed her watch hours, and took her channel from videos that were getting very few views to getting like thousands of views per video. And then this is one of my students who started her YouTube channel just over a year before she posted this, and took my course and learned all the things, and within a year had 2,000 subscribers and over 12,000 watch time hours. And so if you have a small channel, I promise you everything you're about to learn in this video is going to work for you, but you have to listen, you have to learn, and you have to implement, because you can't do nothing if you don't do those things. Okay, so we're gonna run through 3-ish things. Each of these things is probably gonna have like 14 sub things, but 3-ish things that you need to do right now if you have a small channel that will cause you to have results like those screenshots I showed you, that will cause you to have growth. And the first thing is that you need to commit. Oh my gosh. Okay, so many times, like hundreds of times, I will have people who buy my courses or show up to all of my webinars or workshops, or who join my membership, or who even like hire me for one-on-one help, who are like, I want to grow on YouTube, but then they'll post a video and they'll ghost a video, and they'll post a video and they'll ghost for a couple weeks, and they'll post and ghost. And that is their pattern. They very regularly post and ghost the platform. And when I tell you that you cannot, you absolutely cannot, you will not grow on this platform posting and ghosting, I ain't even playing. You have to be committed. You have to be consistent, and you have to show up at least once a week. Did you hear me when I said that? At least once a week on this platform with a new video to grow. The more videos you can do, if you can create more videos and not sacrifice your mental health, not sacrifice your quality, etc., then that's gonna be better too. But at least once a week, you have to commit to this platform. You will not grow if you publish videos less than once a week. Will not, won't happen. Take nothing else I say out of this video and take that, okay? You will not grow if you are not publishing at least once a week. And the second thing that you need to do right now, if you're a small channel looking to grow, is to become a student of the platform. Y'all, I can't even emphasize enough how important that is. When I get people who are like, I'm trying to grow on the platform, I want to be a YouTuber, and then I go look at their channel and they're like doing thumbnails wrong, they're not using titles appropriately, their video format is terrible, their quality is terrible, and it quite literally looks like they're just decided to turn on their camera one day and put up videos. And that is totally fine for the first video. But at that point, you have to then become a student of the platform. You cannot grow on this platform if you are not a student of the platform. Now, that could mean that you are just doing everything you can to learn everything for free and go implement things as you learn them. That could also mean that you are investing in courses or memberships or material in some sort that's gonna help you grow on YouTube, but you've got to become a student of the platform. If you remember back to my story I told you a second ago, I said that once I decided to see how I could actually grow, if I could grow without trying to 500 subscribers, could I grow faster than that if I actually tried? If you remember, what I said was, I learned everything I could about YouTube and implemented it and went from 5 to 1,500 in about a month or 6 weeks, right? Do you remember when I said that a second ago? Yeah, because I became a student of the platform. I learned everything I could and I implemented everything that I could. Okay, thumbnails. I need to learn about thumbnails. Can I learn, how can I learn about that? Do I need to go watch some YouTube videos? Do I need to buy a course? Do I need to, do this thing? How can I learn about titles and SEO and keywords? How can I learn about cameras and camera quality and editing and all of that kind of stuff? Like, how can I learn all the things and then implement all the things so that my channel grows? That's what you need to be doing. And just a little bonusy kind of like tough love tip here. If you think you're doing everything you should be doing, you are absolutely not. 0%. I oftentimes see people say, well, I'm doing everything right. And, insert thing here that's not working. And then I go look at their channel and I'm like, you're actually not doing anything right. Or this is okay, but like all of these other things are really messed up. So you've got to become a student of the platform and be real with yourself. Like, are you actually doing everything you should be doing? Probably not. Let's find a way to make sure that you are. And actually, if you're looking for some tactical things that you can implement in your YouTube channel, I created a free 5-day podcast that is like a secret podcast. You just sign up for it and then you can add it to any of your podcast players. And every single day you'll get a new podcast episode for 5 days. Actually, there's 6 days because there's a bonus, but that will help you get started with some tactical things you need to do. So when I say become a student of the platform, that's a really great free way to get started because we are talking tactical things that you need to implement right now to grow your small channel. So once you're done watching this video, the link will be below in the description and you can go sign up for that. And for the next 5 days, you can grow like crazy. All right, the third thing, and I think I might have told you there were 3 things. There was actually 4 because I split the first thing into 2. Anyway, so the third thing that you need to be doing if you have a small channel to grow is to actually figure out what your niche is. Now, I don't look at niching the same way a lot of other like YouTube teachers or social media teachers or marketing teachers look at niching. I look at niching as in who is watching your content. So you can replace me saying you need to figure out what your actual niche is with me saying find out who is actually watching your content or who you actually want to watch your content. So you have to have this in mind to be able to come up with content pillars, to be able to come up with content ideas, to be able to do anything on this platform. You have to know who is watching your channel. If you don't know who you're talking to, you can't create content pillars, you can't create content, you can't do market research, you can't do any of the things that you need to do to grow on this platform. And what a lot of people aren't telling you is that this is totally your choice. You get to choose who you're talking to. YouTube does not decide that. Some external force does not decide that. You get to decide who you are talking to. Now, if you're a business owner trying to grow on YouTube to grow your business and your brand, then yeah, you should probably talk to the same person that you talk to in your business and your brand. But if you're someone who's coming out of the gate trying to grow on YouTube to become a business owner or a brand or a creator, then you get to pick that. You get to pick that based on who you might want to sell to in the future, what you want to talk about. You get to decide that, but you have to decide that to actually grow, because you cannot be talking to multiple people. For instance, I can't be here talking to teachers who are trying to quit their teaching jobs by selling things on Teacher Pay Teacher, right? I can't have that audience, and plus also have an audience of sports moms. I can't be both of those people to everybody. One, because I will be confused on what kind of content I'm creating. Two, because my audience will be confused on what kind of content I'm creating. And three, the algorithm will be. So the algorithm is going to come in and say, oh, this person is creating content X, Y, and Z. It looks like it's for person X, Y, and Z. So let's show that content to these people on this platform. And when they watch it and they love it, and they tell YouTube that they love it by taking action or watching it or whatever, then YouTube can pair more of your content to those same viewers. Okay, this next one is so key. Such a key thing that you need to do, especially as a small creator, a small YouTuber. You need to ride those waves of success, baby. Oh, can I put my face on somebody who's surfing? Maybe I can do that. You gotta ride the waves of success. A lot of times we become so attached to either our content calendar, our content pillars, or what we think we're supposed to be doing that we ignore successful moments and we forget to catch a ride on those waves. When I tell you that there is a reason that when someone has a YouTube video go viral or take off, that you then see them creating very, very similar videos with very, very similar topics for the next few videos, it's because this is what they're doing. So you cannot be so tied to your content calendar or your plan or your content pillars that if something takes off, you don't follow it. The lighting in my office today is rough because it's kind of cloudy and I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it, y'all. As a small YouTuber, you actually have a really big superpower, and that is that YouTube doesn't know you yet. These audiences don't know you yet. Nobody knows you yet, and you have yet to establish authority or ground in some topic or in some thing. So you have so much flexibility, more flexibility than anybody else ever, okay? Especially who are bigger on the channel or bigger on the platform than you are. You have so much flexibility to go out there and say, okay, I'm going to publish videos about lots of things and see what does better. And when I see what does better, I can throw more fuel at that fire and then do that. Here's a word of caution from someone who's done this before and watched other people do it, okay? If you do not want to be known for a topic or a thing or whatever, then either don't publish that thing to begin with, that video about that thing to begin with, or don't ride that wave of success, because what will happen is that you pigeonhole yourself into a niche or a topic that you don't actually like creating content about. I actually did this in 2019 and I've talked about it before, but I have always had a channel for business owners, for YouTubers, for, entrepreneurs, whatever. But people in the businessy world, I teach you how to make money, I teach you how to grow on the platform, like that kind of thing. And that's not to say I haven't done content about other things, but I have kind of stuck to that world, right? And that is who you are. That is who my people is, who they are. Anyway, in 2018, I found the world of digital planners, where you can have a planner that lives in your iPad, you use GoodNotes, and you can take notes on it, all the things. I decided, because I did my market research and I saw that there was not a lot of content on this topic, I decided to create a video about that and make sure that I had a digital planner to sell when I did that. And I did that on purpose because I knew the video would do well because it was new, there wasn't a lot of content around it, and it had all of the pieces to be like a really good video, right? I was releasing it at the beginning of the year, like lots of things. So I did that and it went viral, and I sold a shit ton of these digital planners, and I continued to sell a shit ton of these digital planners for months and months and months. But then what I did was I piggybacked on that success and I kept going and I kept doing digital planner stuff. And then I had this hard realization or hard moment in my own head that I was attracting people that couldn't ever buy anything else I sold because they weren't online entrepreneurs. They weren't, people in this kind of thing. And because they were just there to buy digital planners. And I had this major realization of that's not gonna work for me, right? I don't wanna be the digital planner girl. And also, I don't want to sell something that then the people who buy it from me also aren't ever gonna buy anything else from me. And so I made the hard decision to take down a bunch of videos that went viral. I don't have them on my channel anymore. They are completely unlisted. And the reason behind that was I was following the wave of success, but the wave of success was taking me in a direction I didn't want to go. So you do have to be really careful with that. Now listen, there is so much more to growing a small channel than all of this, but these are the core things. These are the core 4 things that if you do these things, you will grow pretty quickly. You've got to commit, be consistent, have that commitment with the platform. You've got to be a student of the platform. You've got to figure out who you're trying to talk to, and you've got to ride waves of success. Now, learning how to do all of these things can be part of the battle too, right? Learning how to be consistent, learning how to be a student of the platform, all of that stuff can be kind of hard, its own little battle. So that is why I created the 5-day free podcast. You can go to heyjessica.com/5-day podcast, or I have it linked below in the description. And again, this is just a free 6-day podcast series that is going to take you through a lot of the technical things that you need to learn, like niching, how do you pick your niche, all of that kind of stuff, thumbnails, titles, video formats, and so much more. So if you want to get in on that, it is completely free. Just go to heyjessica.com/5-day podcast and you can get signed up and start learning all of these things today. And until next time, bye y'all.